Welcome. I'm Eunice. Thank you for joining me on this journey of mastering relaxation. This yoga session, we're going to start it off a little bit different. This is going to be a yoga session, a yoga stretch session for tension relief and relaxation. I have a yoga deck here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle it quickly, and I want to add some spontaneity to our practice today. This deck has a bunch of different yoga asanas, yoga postures, and we're going to see if we get one or two, and we're going to add it into today's session that I already have planned out. So let's get a nice little shuffle here. Oh, one popped out right away. Fish pose. I love fish pose. This is great for getting rid of that hunchback. So if you find that your shoulders round, which I deal with, this is awesome. So we're going to incorporate fish pose into today's yoga stretch session. Let's get into it. As mentioned earlier, this is a yoga stretch sequence to relieve tension. Make sure to meet your body where it is at today and skip or modify any posture that doesn't work for you. You can also take a different variation if needed. Grab any props, keep them close by if you need them, and remember, your body is the guru. Honor and listen to it. We're going to start off in crocodile pose, lying prone on the stomach. You can rest your forehead on your hands, or you can lie down on one cheek, resting the arms by your side, palms facing up. As you become aware of your breath, notice the parts of the body that are making contact with the ground. Feel the body lift up and then descend as you breathe, just allowing yourself to arrive and ground. On your next inhalation, lift the head, extend the left arm out to the left into a T shape, and come down onto the left cheek. Bring the right hand in front of the chest and then push into the right hand and roll the body over onto the left side of the body, stacking the legs on one another or bringing the right foot to land behind the left leg. Draw the shoulders down and breathe into the left side of the chest. Take an inhale to come back to center and release. Let's move over to the right side. Extend the right arm long into a T. Rest down on the right cheek. Use the left hand to push it to the ground and roll onto the right side of the body. Stack the legs on top of each other, or to move deeper, place the left foot on the ground behind the right leg. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. Inhale to gently release. Come back to center on the stomach. And come onto the forearms for Sphinx pose. You can grab the opposite elbows to make sure that the elbows are shoulders distance apart, and make sure the elbows are stacked right under the shoulders. Extend the fingertips forward, roll the shoulders back, relax the buttocks and the legs. Energetically pull back on the hands, sending the elbows towards the hips to send the heart forward. Use your next inhalation to release. Bring the hands by the low ribs and push up onto all fours for tabletop position. Stack the knees right under the hips and the wrists right under the shoulders. Let's invite some movement into the spine. On an inhale, send the tailbone up, the heart forward. Exhale to push into the hands and the shins and round the upper back. Inhale, dip the belly low, send the heart forward and the tailbone up. Exhale, push into the ground to round, belly button towards the spine. Move and flow through a few more cat-cows. Release cat-cows and come back to center. Bring the big toes to touch and send the knees out wide. Push into the hands and send the hips back towards the heels. When you find your next exhalation, melt the heart down for child's pose. Soften the upper back. You can always put a block or a blanket under the forehead for support. Inhale, lift the head to release. And just come forward and tuck the toes under. Make sure to get the pinky toes. We're moving into a toe stretch. You can stay forward with the hands pushing into the ground, pushing the hips back towards the heels. If you want to move deeper and work with gravity, you'll just walk the hands back and come to sit on the calves. If you're sitting on the calves, take 3 large shoulder rotations. Sit up nice and tall, relax the hips down, soften the expression on the face. You also have the option to take a bind with the fingers behind the back, interlace the fingers, pull the fist down, opening the heart, sending the shoulders back. We're going to release here, come forward, and just tap out the feet to release them. Keep the hips stacked right over the knees and walk the hands forward for puppy pose, landing the forehead either on a block, a blanket, or just on the ground. Engage the abs to keep a flat back. Soften your shoulders and your heart down. Make sure you're not clenching anywhere else in the body. We're going to inhale to release, coming forward, walk the hands back, and then just come over the legs to find our way on our backs. Lying flat on the back. Inhale and draw the right knee towards the chest. Grab a hold of the back of the right thigh or the front of the shin. You can take some ankle rotations here in one direction, and then switch the direction of your ankle rotation. Use your exhalations to draw the right knee closer towards the chest. Then you can release and take the right knee towards the right. So now you're stretching the right knee towards the outside of the right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center and release the right leg down. Draw the left knee in towards the chest, and you can take your ankle rotation. Keep the right toes flexed and the lower back plugged into the ground. Take an inhale to release. Send the left knee out towards the left, directing it towards the outer left shoulder, and draw it back into the body. Inhale, release back to center and draw both knees in towards the chest. You can rock from side to side, massaging the back line, or hold it still. Take an inhale to release the soles of the feet down to the ground. Bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees drop off to the sides, coming into reclined butterfly. You can rest the arms by your side, or cactus both of the arms. You can also place blocks or blankets or pillows under the knees for more support if needed. Soften the lower back and release any holding in the hips. Make sure that you're not holding your breath and that you can breathe easily in this posture. On an inhale, bring the knees back together. We're going to move into our wild card posture, fish pose right now. You can grab blocks, and if you don't have blocks, you can always use a stack of books, a bolster, or rolled up blankets or towels. We're going to set up one of the blocks vertically, and the second block, you can choose the height. We're going to set that up horizontally, so making a T with the blocks behind you. And then you're going to lie back, and you might need to wiggle around a little bit to make sure that the block isn't pinching into the lower back. It should feel comfortable, supported, and even. You'll roll the shoulders back. You can rest your head on the block, or you can remove the block and rest your head on the ground. If you had your head on a block or some sort of support and you want to go a little bit deeper, you can just remove it, resting the back of the skull on the ground. Let the shoulders fall back. Let the ribs spread, smiling the collarbones up, breathing into this deep heart-opening pose and back bend. To release, we'll slightly engage the abs, and you can either roll over to one side or you can use the hands, bringing them to the back of the skull to help support and lift the head up. Set your props off to the side. Lie back on your back and draw both knees in towards the chest, hugging the knees in close for a counter pose. Grab the outer edges of the feet and bring the soles of the feet together. Push the knees away from the shoulders, breathing into the hips. You have the option to stay right here, or you can open up into happy baby pose. Bring the knees out wide, the soles of the feet face up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulders down, send the heart forward, soften the hips. You can hold it still or rock from side to side. On your next inhalation, release the legs down. Take the legs out wide. Bring the arms by the side, palms face up, and just take a short resting shavasana, corpse pose. Slow down your breath. Soften the legs, the back, the stomach, and soften all the muscles of the face. Use an inhalation and stretch the body long, sending the arms up overhead, pointing the toes, and then roll over onto one side. Push yourself up and find easy seated pose. Rest the backs of the hands on the knees, palms face up. Relax the shoulders down. And let's take 3 cleansing, releasing breaths. Inhale through the nose, and then exhale side out through the mouth. Do that twice more. On an inhale, send the arms out, around, and up. The palms come to touch overhead. And then land the palms at the forehead as a reminder that you are the master of your Zen. Palms come to rest at the lips as a reminder to communicate our truth with authenticity and kindness. Palms rest at the heart center as a reminder to know thyself and love thyself. Thank you for practicing with me. Peace and ease to you. If you enjoyed this session and it helped you, please share it with someone that it can help. Subscribe, like the video, and hit that notification bell so you'll be aware of when I post. Until next time.